I know exactly what you want. You want to walk back into a room you've been gone from for a few months and watch everyone pause because the face is the same, but nothing else matches the file they had on you. Instead, you keep announcing the new you. New plan, new diet, big Monday energy. Then someone asks how it's going, you've got nothing to show them, and the shame gets louder than the goal ever was. So you quietly start over, hating that everyone watched you quit again. You've restarted so many times that even you don't believe your own announcements anymore. Listen, your problem was never discipline. Your problem is that you let people watch, and being watched spends the exact energy the change needs. Sun Tzu won wars by denying the enemy intelligence. He starved them of information until it was too late to respond. That is the entire method, and almost nobody runs it on their own life. So this video gives you the 7 rules that actually rebuild you. Break one and the other 6 collapse with it. Run all 7 for one season, and the next time people see you, they won't be able to place you. The first rule starts the second this video ends. Shut your mouth. Tell no one, not your best friend, not even the group chat, because every time you talk about an ambitious goal, your brain pays you early. You get the pride of the finished thing before you've done any of the work, and I've watched this play out over and over. Every single time you say the plan out loud, you walk away a little less hungry to actually do it. You are spending the win in conversation. And there's a second cost nobody mentions. The moment people know, people get a vote. Some tease, some doubt, and either way, you start performing progress instead of making it. People get rewarded in public for what they practiced for years in private, and the order never flips. Beautiful photos are developed in dark rooms. Yours will be too. But silence by itself is just an empty room. You need to know exactly what you're building inside it. So rule 2, I want you to put the highest version of you on paper, tonight, 1 page. The person walking back into that room, written in detail so sharp it's uncomfortable, what they do at 6 a.m. and what they've stopped tolerating. Then break it backwards, the 10-year picture, the 1-year target, and the 3 daily levers you can actually pull tomorrow. When that's done, flip the page and write the anti-vision, the life you refuse to live, the version of you 10 years out who never went quiet and is still announcing plans. Read it until it scares you, because that fear is fuel, and it works on the days motivation doesn't show up. If it's not on paper, it's vapor. A dream without clarity is a nightmare you keep waking up inside. Now you know the target. The problem is that the person holding the pen still runs on the old wiring. Which is why the third rule rewires who you think you are. Stop chasing the overnight result. Results come from behavior. Behavior comes from identity, and your identity right now is whatever you've been calling yourself since high school. Shy, lazy, bad with money. Your whole life is a projection of that self-concept. So when the foundational belief changes, your decisions change the same day. I need you to reframe the old labels on purpose. Shy becomes observant, obsessive becomes detailed, and cut the victim talk completely, because every "that's just how I am" is a vote for the person you're trying to leave behind. Waiting until you have proof to believe it is backwards. The belief is the equipment you do the work with. Change the self, and the world rearranges to match. But belief without reps is delusion. The new identity needs somewhere to stand. Rule 4 is that place. It's called monk mode. Monk mode is 3 to 6 non-negotiable daily habits locked into one routine, with nothing else allowed in. Train, read, build your skill, sleep. Done. Past 6 habits, consistency falls off a cliff, so the discipline here is subtraction. And the science explains why this season has to be protected. Rewiring a neural pathway takes 66 days on average. Some habits lock in at 18 days, the stubborn ones take 254. Either way, you're looking at months of repetition, which is exactly why your season has to stay boring on purpose. Most of you will use this silence to run the same lazy routine you already had, just in private. Hidden mediocrity is still mediocrity. Going dark only counts if the dark room is where the work happens. The catch is that habits drift when nobody's checking, so you need a goal you physically can't fake. Rule 5. Build the proof nobody sees yet. Pick one physical goal and put a date on it. Bodybuilding, calisthenics, a number on the bar, a number on the scale. Track it on a calendar nobody else opens, and let the mirror be the only audience until the season ends. Because a body is the one change you can't fake and can't fast talk your way through. Your words stay silent for months and the work still shows up anyway, in how you stand, how your shirts fit, how you move through a room. You can't fake a body you didn't build. And when you finally walk back in, the physique is the part people see without ever getting to watch you grind for it. That's what makes the reveal hit so hard. Your body will get there on schedule. Your bank account is a different animal, because Rule 6 is learning your way out of broke. Earning differences are learning differences. The people out-earning you right now simply know things you don't know yet, and most of those things can be learned inside one season. Whatever field you're already in or the one you've been wanting to break into, go all in on it the most current way it's being done today, because the newest version of a skill beats the 10-year-old version every time. Pick that one skill, give it a daily block inside your monk mode routine, and practice it on real problems instead of watching videos about it. Write the actual email, build the actual page. One warning here, and I mean it, skills compound slowly. The bank account moves months after the reps do, so do not quit at week 6 because the money hasn't shown up. That delay filters out almost everyone who starts, which is exactly why the skill pays once you're through it. So now you've got the plan, the body, and the skill. The last rule decides whether any of it survives. The final rule is the hardest one. Become one with the silence. Somewhere around week 3, the silence will start to itch. It'll hit hardest on a Friday night when the group chat is posting from somewhere loud. You're at the kitchen table with your notebook and a coffee that went cold an hour ago. Nobody knows what you're doing. Nobody's clapping. Your thumb will hover over the story button with a progress pic already cropped, and the old you will beg for just one post, just a little credit. I want you to not post it at all. Pour that exact urge straight back into the work, because the urge to brag and the energy to build drain from the same tank. There's an old woodsman's line, first printed back in 1956. Give him 6 hours to chop down a tree, and he'll spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. This solitude is your 4 hours. It's also what makes deep work possible at all, because every time you break it to check who noticed, your focus takes a hit that lasts way longer than the glance did. Break the silence completely mid-season and you reverse the gains, back to square one, explaining a comeback that never happened. But protect it long enough and something strange happens. The itch goes quiet. You stop wanting to be seen mid-rep. The need for an audience fades out in there, and what's left of you answers only to the work and the person you wrote on that page. And that's when you walk back in. You didn't get a new life. You vanished from the old one long enough that the same face walked back in carrying someone nobody can place. Pick your season. Run all 7. Tell no one. I will see you when you are unrecognizable. But going dark is useless if you don't know how to do the work once you get there. To actually build the skill and the body, you need a brain that locks in on command. Watch the video on the screen right now, how I program my brain for flow state. I'll show you the exact routine I use to override distraction and drop into flow state every single time. Go dark. I'll see you in the next one.